You are now running wild with the most underrated wrestling podcast in the world, WellsMania Podcast. I am your host, the Kyle Wells, aka WellsMania. And be sure to follow me all over everywhere at WellsMania. I am so close to 10K on TikTok. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Shout out to Phil Collins. But yes, please give me a follow on TikTok. Help me get to 10K. And follow me everywhere else, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever WellsMania is, you will probably find me. But we are right here on YouTube. And this right here is episode 186 of WellsMania Podcast. And before I bring on my special guests for this episode, I got a couple of shout outs to some special people. One all the way over in Australia. Good day, mate. Dylan Stockley. He bought not one, but two WellsMania Podcast t-shirts from brainbustertees.com. So you know what that means. WellsMania is international. Yeah, that's right. WellsMania worldwide, baby. So thank you to Dylan. And like I said, everything that I make from my merch sales, it's going straight to my son and my wife. So you are supporting and providing for my family. So if anybody out there wants to go buy WellsMania merch, brainbustertees.com. Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate you, bro. And speaking of babies, the mixed tag on TikTok, Tiffany Rose and Brett. Tiffany sent my wife and I a couple of gifts off of our baby registry, which was very appreciated. You didn't have to do that, but you did. As a fellow parent, you're just preparing us for what we are about to embark on. So thank you very much to the mixed tag. Follow them on TikTok. All right, let's bring these guys on, shall we? We've got the former world's greatest co-host, Stone Payne Productions, the WWE Human Encyclopedia, Jared Giles, and a returning from SummerSlam, running wild all over New Jersey, Aiden Chong. Fellas, welcome. You've got mail. Welcome to episode 186 of WellsMania Podcast. How the hell are you guys doing?
Doing all right.
Good.
All right.
Wait, hold on a second. Aiden, are you okay? What's going on with your voice there?
Oh, the voice, it's half there, it's half now. It's starting to come back, but every time I talk fully, it hurts a little bit. So this is probably what you're getting there. And hopefully it does the job, but definitely lost that in Jersey.
Hey, you know what? I love that. And I love that you were there in New Jersey. I was following you. I was living vicariously through you because unfortunately I did not hit 10K. Therefore, I was not able to go to New Jersey. But you know what? Who knows? Maybe Survivor Series will happen or John Cena's last match. Those are the two next PLEs that I am hoping to maybe attend before John Cena's farewell tour is over. Payton, Jared, how are you guys doing?
Good.
I am fantastic. You sound like Tony D'Angelo, by the way, Aiden, with the raspy voice. Yes.
That's so, that New York accent, right?
Yeah.
A little bit.
What were you going to say, Jared?
I was like, oh, Aiden, was there any wrestling content creators you did not meet over the weekend? Because your Instagram was full of photos.
Oh, it was
of everybody.
I mean, even there was a handful that weren't. Like I saw Sydney and Jordan. I was gonna ask for the picture the next day. It didn't end up happening. But I met them. I did see them. I would talk to Brandon BDE. I've met him before. Brent from Vibe as well. I spoke to him. There was plenty of other people I talked to as well. I don't know if there was any creators. Troy Dan was probably the one creator I didn't see, and I was like, "Fuck, man," because I've never had an opportunity to meet him, and this is the one time we've ever been in the same place, and it didn't happen. But other than that, I got to meet everybody. It was very. Everyone knows I'm a big Wheezy fan. You can call me a Mark, whatever. And we were all in the mall.
I won't call you that.
Going to the car with Van Vliet to drop some stuff off before we went to the stadium, and then my buddy Wrestling Fanatic, he calls me. He's like, "Yo, come up here, people up here." And then Alan Owens, I think everyone knows I like Wheezy. So they told me Wheezy's over there. So we made our way over there. And I got to talk to a whole lot of the creators, Wheezy. I got to talk to Con Man, Aaron, Brandon, the twins, Brent. It was really, really dope. I did see Queen of the Ring. I didn't really get to speak to her because I saw she dipped out early. But I saw so many people, the conversations. It was a life-changing time. I'm still going through the SummerSlam withdrawals. Like I've never felt like that. The high of this weekend Yeah, I need that more. So hopefully I can make another show happen in the near future because that was it's an incredible experience and there's still so much to talk about from it.
I love that for you, brother, because I know how big of a deal Wheezy Blonde is to you. So the fact that you finally got to meet her in person, when I saw that picture, I was marking out. I was like, hell yeah, Aiden got to be. I know you saw a lot of WWE superstars, but I think I marked out the most when I saw the picture of you and Wheezy because I know how big of an inspiration she is for you. So I'm really glad that you got to meet her and the interaction went really well. But yeah, we will dive more into your SummerSlam live experience. We will recap everything that went on at SummerSlam because there was a lot, and some people came back and some people didn't come back. The Rock was one of them who didn't show up, but that's okay because I think the person who did show up.
Wow, what a shock. The Rock didn't show? No.
I know. But I think the person who did show up really did shock us all. And I'm talking about Brock Lesnar. That's my Brock Lesnar guy impression right there. We will dive into that here. But there's something. This is the thing about pro wrestling. There's bigger news that continues to come out each and every single day. And this one right here. Oh, my goodness. This is a monster. This right here is a game changer. Breaking news. This was earlier today from WWE. WWE Premium Live events are headed to ESPN platforms in the United States starting in 2026. So what this means is WWE PLEs will no longer be on Peacock. They will be on ESPN's new DTC app that is dropping and launching here in 2026. And fellas, when this news broke, and you guys can jump in whenever whoever wants to first. When this news broke earlier today, what was the first thing that how did you react to it? What was the first thing that came to your guys' minds?
My wallet got angry.
I will say, after looking more into it, it appears at least that if you have ESPN for cable or YouTube TV, that it's not an additional thing. So when I found that out, I'm like, okay, that's really honestly for me, it's not a problem. I already have ESPN. I watch NBA through it. NFL is going to be through it in some capacity. So for that reason, I don't think it's too big of a problem. Now, if it's just you're a wrestling fan, that's all you're getting it for. Yeah, it might be a little bit of a steep price, but there's a lot more than just, if it was like you had to buy the ESPN WWE package, I think I'd be a little more angry, but I don't think it's too bad of a problem.
No, I think you're right. I did read something that said if you already have ESPN through some other provider, like I have it through Hulu, so I shouldn't have to pay extra.
Next year. Apparently they're going with Disney, so Hulu won't exist anymore. It'll be like Disney. I saw someone call it Delulu, which was really funny.
Delulu.
So, but
I mean, ESPN inking a 5-year deal for WWE's
$1.6 billion.
Yeah, $1.6 billion with a B. I mean, that's including, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, the Big Four, and then I believe there's going to be 10 to start, and then more will be added as we go on. But here's some key points that I just want to mention. ESPN's new direct-to-consumer service will include all of WWE's live premium events beginning 2026. ESPN will also simulcast select events on its linear networks. ESPN is paying TKO's WWE an average of $325 million per year for 5 years. The WWE's premium events package has been on NBC Universal's Peacock. WWE SmackDown will remain on Peacock and USA Network. So you now have to have Monday Night Raw on Netflix. So you got to have Netflix to watch Raw. You got to have Peacock to watch whatever is going to be left on Peacock for the time being. And of course, you are going to have to either get this ESPN DTC, or like Aiden said, if you already have ESPN, then it's going to be included in your cable provider package. But to me, and Jared, this is where you come in, brother, because you and I, we see $30 a month, and we're so like, tell us that you don't remember the 90s without telling us you don't remember the 90s, because $30 is still a steal. Guys like Jared and I, who grew up back in the 90s and had to pay a whole hell of a lot more. I mean, we're talking like anywhere from $40 to $60 per pay-per-view. So
it wasn't just the 90s, though. I mean, pay-per-views were still a thing all the way up through like 2012.
2014.
So,
but I'm just saying, like, people are acting like $30.
No, it's not bad at all.
Such a
it's not better than
$30.
That's not the only option. Like, if it had everything, then okay, that's one thing. I think the problem is, and this is with NBA, NFL, you can't own one thing. You have to own 17 different platforms to be able to watch the shit. And it's like, I get it to a point, you know, obviously every provider wants to own something, but I shouldn't have to own 7 things to watch what I like. Like with the NBA, I have League Pass, and even then, I don't get everything. I have to have Amazon next season. I have to have ESPN. I have to have ABC. I might have to have TNT for something. It's like, and then if you once you add more to it, it's like, bro, this is a lot. Like the $30 package, it's not that's necessarily so crazy. It's the fact that it's combined with everything else. Now, for the international users, they don't really have to worry about that because I think everything they get is still through Netflix for the future. So they're chilling. It's only for us US citizens who have to worry about it. And it's like NordVPN, Shark VPN, whatever VPN people want to use. Apparently, I've heard a lot of talk about that today. So people are going to start going crazy with it to not have to worry about buying 87 different
Can't
things.
we just go back to the WWE Network?
I have no
Wouldn't
problem.
that be a whole lot simpler?
The timestamps were phenomenal, and no other platform does it. None.
Well, if someone wants to give WWE $3 billion a year to do the WWE Network, they will gladly do it. But when you have people handing you $1 billion every time your rights deal comes up, you're going to be like, okay, thank you.
It's kind of hard to say no.
WWE Network presented by Riyadh Season. There you go. They'll pay it.
It definitely, like, I get both sides. I get both sides of the fence. But I'm an old head, so I'm just like, you know, even with everything adding up, we still spent more back in the day for one pay-per-view. We didn't have everything that we have today. So I always put it into that perspective. Like, it always could be worse. It always could be more expensive.
Give it time.
But here's the thing. And people were coming at me earlier saying, oh, you know, WWE fans aren't going to turn in. Bullshit. Yes, they are. If you want to watch the product, you're going to spend the money. Just look at Aiden's perfect example. And everyone else who just went to SummerSlam. Everybody just spent a shit ton of money to go to a WWE PLE. Wrestling fans are going to spend the money, and WWE sees that and says, well, hey, why don't we keep raising the price, because fans are going to spend the money. And why the hell would you not want to make more money if you can make more money? So I'm not mad. I love this for WWE. I think this is a huge deal, partnering with ESPN. Are you kidding me? I mean, ESPN is one of the biggest globally recognized businesses. Now you're throwing WWE already was, but now merging these two mega powers together. I mean, my goodness.
Well, you know what this opens
nuts.
You know what this opens the door for is Mickey Mouse is going to be at WrestleMania because ESPN is owned by Disney.
He should be, and
we're going to get a live wrestling pay-per-view from Disney World. It's coming.
They should go ahead and book WrestleMania
right in front of the castle.
Go back to Orlando and have WrestleMania live inside Disney World. Why the hell not?
Hey, I'd be there.
WWE World at Disney, bro. That shit would be insane.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
There needs to be WWE World coming soon to Disney World. I give it within the next 5 years. It's going to happen.
They could, because they've got one in Saudi Arabia, so just do one in Orlando at Disney.
That's different. WWE World was the WrestleMania thing. That experience is what you're talking about. They could do that at Disney.
They could, and they should.
Yeah.
I mean, the possibilities are endless now. I mean, they were before, but just when you think WWE has, like, it can't grow any more than it does, it always finds a way to continue to evolve and to grow. And I mean, this right here, this is a home run. This is a home run for WWE, for ESPN, for Disney. And I'm excited, fellas. I'm excited for it. I know there's a lot of people on Twitter and TikTok, and they're all bitching and complaining, but what else is new?
I mean,
Those wrestling fans.
Listen, I'll be honest. Some of it is valid because, like, again, like I was saying, there is a lot more money you guys spend. And when it was $7 or $9.99, it's not really anything. Okay, fine. I'm not acting like $30 is the most to everyone, but there's some people that is a little bit more. So I feel like it is okay to complain about it. Now, there's a level to it. I feel like there's some people, the way they're doing it, they're just like, to a point, if it's not if you don't know the experiences or you're just trying to vent just to get the clicks, then I don't know what to tell you. Now, if you have real frustration with it, I think it's valid, and I understand it because now you're starting to have to spend $50 to $100 a month to watch all your wrestling. And if you're watching everything else, AEW, New Japan, TNA, it adds up. It's a lot of money. And you know what? If you want to go to shows, that cuts into that budget, and everything adds up. So I think it is valid for people to have their frustrations. It just depends on how you vent them.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You bring up a good point, Aiden. It always depends on how you complain. But the people that I've been seeing complain, they're just whining and bitching to whine and bitch. And I can't stand those types of people because they literally will find anything. And you know what a beautiful thing is? Hitting that unfollow and hitting that block button. I'm like, okay, well, I'm unfollowing that person. I'm blocking that person.
I saw 30,000 videos today about it, but I didn't really feel like any of the creators I follow, I rock with, really going too crazy about it. I saw a couple of videos on YouTube Shorts for some reason that were people getting really upset about it, but I feel like because if you don't know about it, I think those people just didn't say anything until they did know more. But I mean, for me, I haven't really seen anybody too wrong about it.
And Aiden and Payton and Jared, let this be a lesson. And Wheezy Blonde tweeted this out, and her and I had a little back and forth because she tweeted something that I learned at a very early age when I was in college. If you're going to be first to break the news on something, you better be fucking right. Because if you are out there and you just want to be first, I just want to be first, and you don't have all your facts and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, it's going to make you look like a fool. So I learned at a very early age, because I've been in the media since 2005. And I learned at a very early age, if you're going to be first, you better be right. Because if you're not right, you're going to look like an idiot. And then it's going to tarnish anything that you put out there afterwards, because nobody's going to believe you. So I just thought that,
unless you're Dave Meltzer. He can say anything he wants, and people still believe him for some reason.
Okay,
even though he's wrong.
He's the Skip Bayless of wrestling, and the fact that people listen to him and give him a job. If you just stop watching him, you'll never hear him again. Just like Skip Bayless got kicked off TV, the same shit would happen. Nobody would give a single fuck, and you never hear him again. Because I don't think too many people spew on dumb shit. Dave Meltzer is a fucking idiot, and the fact that people let him have a platform is ridiculous.
Cosign. I'm not a fan of Dave Meltzer. I never really have been. I never really understood why he's the one that gets to determine what a 5-star match is. I don't give a fuck. You know what a 5-star match is? John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. That was a 5-star match.
Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. That's a 5-star match, but I don't believe that was given one.
Yeah, what did Dave Meltzer rate John Cena versus Cody at SummerSlam?
3.5.
Yeah, probably some little whiny bitch-ass 0.5-star review rating. Dave Meltzer to me is a jabroni, and you can rope him in there with Peter Rosenberg. Jared, your thoughts
about
Dave Meltzer?
Oh, I mean, he's fine. He did a lot of work in the early days, pre-internet and all that. I think at this point, he's lost a lot of his old sources, so he's just to keep the newsletter going. I think it's became more about his match ratings, and I think purposely he's inflated his own scale so people talk about it.
Just a little, right?
And that's what draws the people to the Observer to see what he's going to rate what match and all that. So, I mean, I give Meltzer his credit for what he did years and years ago. I think currently he's not what he was, but I think there's much better people in the field doing scoops and breaking news and things like that. But
like
as an innovator
as
an innovator in the field, I do give him credit for that. So, I mean, Meltzer in 2025, take it or leave it. Sometimes he's funny, sometimes not. But what he did in the past and all the historical information he has is a great resource.
And I get that, and it's just like any athlete and any wrestler. There was a time where they were in their prime. There was a time where they were at the top of their game. But then as time goes on, they're still holding on to the past that their past successes. And I feel like Meltzer falls into that category. But yes, WWE and ESPN doing a mega powers handshake with this tag team partnership. I look forward to it. And my advice, start saving your money now. Start saving your money now. If you're going to go to WrestleMania next year, start saving your money now. It's when I started saving my money, and I had way too much extra spending money when WrestleMania rolled around. So I'm speaking from experience here. I'm just trying to help you all out. Now, speaking of SummerSlam, Aiden, you were there, brother. And we kind of had a little taste of you running into the content creators. But what was the over? I've never been to New Jersey. I've never been to the New York area. I don't know anything about it. You live in New York. You know all about it. So what was that vibe like in your area this past weekend for SummerSlam?
The vibe was magical, I would say. And I feel like it was something that it just felt like everyone was in the moment. Everyone was there. New York, New Jersey. I was talking to Alan Owens about this, and I'll probably see the face of social media very soon. But we were talking about how, we're from New York and New Jersey, the place that never sleeps. And, everybody's going crazy. Like, you could see it in everybody's faces. Everybody was exhausted, but not in a bad way. Everyone was just living, enjoying life, enjoying the moment. Like, there was so much to do with the Dream Ball. There was WrestleCon. There was SummerSlam. There was all these festivities that all these different people were doing. You saw all the creators like Vibe, Wheezy, Conman, Alex, all of them were hanging out. And then, I was hanging out with a bunch of my friends as well. There was other, like at the Verizon gate, everybody was hanging out after the show for like 2 hours. And by the time we left, there was not a single soul in the parking lot. So it was easy to leave. I remember after night 2, we went out to eat literally 3 minutes straight off the road because nobody was there. It was phenomenal. And it was just like, wow, like this is really cool. Getting to see so many faces, people recognizing me, recognizing other people. It's like, yo, I know you. I've seen you. Like, yo, what's up? We all like wrestling. We all like this stuff. Like, this is all cool. It was one of the most humbling and one of the most exciting times ever. And I mean humbling in a good way because it was just like, wow, like, I'm not the only one who likes this. Like, I've been to WrestleMania before, and it felt magical, but not to that extent. This was so different. Felt like, the space is growing, more people know more people, and you just every single turn you turn, it's like, oh, I know that guy. Oh, I know him. Like, yo, Malcolm Russell Memory. I know you. You know me. Oh my God, that's insane. And I felt like majority of the creators I talked to somehow knew who I was, and I was kind of taken back. I'm like, okay, like what I'm doing is pretty cool. Now there's one video that hit the past. It's at 1.6 million views on my page. It's Grande Americano's picture line. And I'm like, who do y'all think this is? Me and my friend were just talking shit for like 25 minutes. So I'm like, let me make a video out of this. Yeah, next day it's climbing hundreds. And then it hit 1 million. I'm like, there's no way. So, but I have so many more videos to post. I've been trying to post more. I want to make a whole video about the vlog experience, and talk about things that happen, but the voice is still kind of gone, so I'm waiting for that to come back a little bit. I've made a whole bunch of new friends, got to speak to so many people in person, which when you talk to someone in person, I think everyone knows it changes the whole landscape. It changes everything.
Yeah.
You're able to really enjoy it. And I think all three of you guys can understand that. I mean, you're older than me. These in-person interactions are so much better than online because online, someone might think they're an ass, and then in person, it's really dope and there's no hard feelings. So it's like that was something I was really able to experience. And the matches, dude, the matches were great. I would say the crowd was a really good, very receptive. Now, I will say during the Becky Lyra match, I don't know if you want to start with that, the crowd was shit. They were not good. They just kept doing the wave the whole time.
I was going to ask you what match was the crowd really into, and what match were they not really into? So you're saying
the Becky match at all for no reason. Because I thought it was a good match, but everyone kept trying to start the wave. They would do one more time, and then when a section fucked it up, they're like, "You suck, you suck." And I assume the talent probably thought it was meant towards them because it was loud as hell. And I'm just like, why are we doing this? Like, it bothered me a little bit because I'm like, listen, if the match sucks, like, okay, I can get it. Like, Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn, I had high hopes. I thought it could be something fun and quick. That was horrible. It was not booked to be a good match, and I feel bad because I was just like, bro, you had something there, and then nobody like the match ended. It was like,
it was horrible because Karrion Kross didn't win.
It was terrible because he didn't win, and it was 7 minutes. And
Get out of here, Jared.
It looked like a jabroni. And I feel like there was a lot, for a lot of the match people carried, the John Cena Cody match and the Punk Gunther match was probably the most receptive matches. I mean, they were the main events, but I felt like those two matches clearly deserved the main event spot. Like, they were both amazing wrestling matches. By the end of both of them, we were all so invested. The John Cena kicked out at 3 Crossroads, the whole fucking place exploded. They were like, oh my God, what is happening?
It came across that way on Peacock for sure.
And there was not too many dull moments for the crowd. I mean, that Becky Lara match was really the only problem. The TLC match, there was too much going on. Like, that's a match I will tell anyone, just watch the TV. Like that, if they ever bring TLC back, I'd probably go to it if I could sit closer. But sitting relatively high up, I was like, dude, there's so much going on. I don't know what to focus on. You turn here, someone's going through a table, another table. I'm like, what do we like? How do I focus on this? At least on TV, you do it for me,
right?
But there was so much going on, man. It's one of the most outstanding experiences I've had in my life.
What would you guys say was your favorite match of SummerSlam? Both nights. What was your favorite match? And what was the match, in your opinion, that absolutely stole the show? I know you have two different answers there. Payton, we'll start with you.
The match of the entire – I know what you're going to say, but –
No, you don't.
The match of the weekend, pound for pound from start to finish, was Gunther Punk. That was the best match of the weekend. I mean, they told an unbelievable story. It was as old school as you could possibly get for a wrestling match. The way they incorporated Gunther's nose injury, which was not relatively known unless you were scouring the internet and managed to come across it, because when it happened, I was like, it hit me. I was like, oh shit, his nose injury. I wasn't even thinking about that. And then he's like bleeding from the face. That was great. And then the Rollins cash in after that made for a great finish. But Gunther Punk was my favorite match of the weekend.
Speaking of Seth Rollins cashing in, I do believe somebody owes me. I was right.
I'll say it here, and I can make a video about it as well. But WellsMania, I can't believe I'm saying this. He was right. I didn't see it coming. And even when he came out, none of us thought he was cashing in. We just thought he was going to scare it. When he dropped those crutches, the pop that got, and literally it was like,
yeah.
And he starts running. It's like, no way. Holy shit. It's happening again. Even though everyone was saying was going to happen, it might have happened, it might not. It was still electric. I think that was still the moment of the weekend.
The heist of SummerSlam is what we are calling that. And shout out to Dion. He's not on this episode. He actually was the one that predicted that Rollins would come out with the crutches and he would throw the crutches. Dion literally said that. I teed it up for the cash in, and then Dion continued the script. And I'm pretty sure Triple H liked what we had to say, and he was like, "Yeah, that's a good idea." And they rolled with it. So thank you, Aiden. And I did not do very well. My SummerSlam predictions, this was the worst that I have done in a very long time. I only got 4 matches right. 4 matches right.
The whole weekend?
I missed everything else.
You missed. There was 12. You missed 8 matches?
Yeah. Because Cena lost. And I had Cena winning.
I told y'all Tiffany was going to win. I said it was going to happen, and everyone was like, no, it's Jade. I told you. All love the Jade Cargill, but she's not ready to be the champion just yet.
I had Jade winning. She
lost. A little bit away from it. Next year, WrestleMania, you can come back, talk to me, and I'm probably not going to say no.
I think the only matches I got right were Roman and Jay. I picked them winning. And then Charlotte and Alexa, I picked them winning. Then after that, it's like I can't remember what other matches I got right because I had AJ winning. He lost. I had Karrion winning. He lost. I had Lyra winning. She lost. Naomi. I had Naomi winning. She won. Yeah. So there's my third win. Yeah, fellas. It just
wasn't.
You had
Gunther winning?
No, I had Seth Rollins cashing in during the match.
Oh, okay. I mean,
so technically I was right in that regard, but Punk did win that match. Technically, he did beat Gunther, and I think he was champion for what?
Say that's still right.
Like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
By the way, Pluggo,
was a good
friend of the WellsMania podcast, Pluggo, he tweeted out something. Tell me a better reign in under 6 minutes. And I said, well, John Cena, duh. When John Cena was the champion for like a minute, and then Edge cashed in on him at New Year's Revolution 2006.
He's already the champion.
That's not that. That was all one reign.
That doesn't count. No. I thought we were just
he was always the champion. He retained it, and then Edge.
I thought we were just going with
in 2010 something like that happened with Batista, where Batista came out and kicked the living shit out of him and took the title in like 3 minutes. But
yeah, John winning the briefcase never usually goes well for him, or whenever somebody does win the briefcase and John is the champion, it doesn't usually end well for Cena. But Jared, what was your favorite match of SummerSlam, and what match do you think stole the show?
I would say that my match of the weekend was Cena and Cody. I thought it was like the 2025 version of basically Hogan Warrior. The two baby faces going at it, since Cena had said, "Ha, what I did for the last 4 months, just that never happened. Just disregard all that. That was fun TV, but I need to be Super Cena." So having that and then doing the match to pass the baton of the face that runs the place or whatever of his taglines you want to steal. I thought that was the match, and gave Cody that another sort of cementing torch pass. And I thought the TLC match was the steal of the weekend. I mean, I think most people expected a like kind of a car crash, a fun match, but I didn't expect that match to be as good as it turned out being. So
how about the bump that Candice LeRae took? Holy shit.
Candice is tough as hell.
How about the core strength of Tommaso Ciampa? The man was hanging there for like 5 minutes and then pulled himself up like upside down for another like 2 minutes.
Yeah, he looked like Spider-Man hanging upside down. I was like, how the hell is he doing this? But then again, if you watch Tommaso Ciampa's workouts on his Instagram, that dude is on a whole other level. He's a freak. He is a freak. But yes, of course, you all know my answer. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes was the match of the night. I truly, biased aside, I think that match stole the show. I think it was one of the best matches that John has ever had in his entire career. I mean, getting a heel Cena for the past few months was cool and fun and all, but I think we were all ready for that babyface turn, and boy, did he deliver at SummerSlam.
Apparently, Payton was not ready for the babyface turn.
No, but it paid off, man. It paid off because...
No, it didn't.
John,
tell me how it paid off.
I mean, John did a code red. He did code red. He did a code red in this match.
It paid off because he did a code red.
He started pulling out
5 months of storyline paid off because of a code red.
He came up the Cody Vader and hit the Attitude Adjustment.
That scene in person was one of the coolest visuals ever. That shit was so cool.
I mean, I got to be honest. When that happened, I thought that was the reveal of he was still a bad guy. No, I thought that like they went under there and fucking like, oh shit, Travis Scott was under there and hit Cody in the head with a fucking pipe, and then Cena was like coming up like, I got you, motherfuckers. Like that's what I thought initially, and then he ended up just being a cool shot. But
when I was watching it, because I did do a live watch along on TikTok Live, so shout out to everybody who watched with me. For a split second, I thought, what if The Rock, the final boss, just came up the Cody Vader? Like, could you imagine that pop?
I thought for a second that could happen.
Goodness. But yes, let's get to it. Because even though The Rock did not show up, somebody else did. And I'm going to be real with you guys. I had no idea that he was going to be brought back to WWE anytime soon. And I'm talking about Brock Lesnar. Yeah. Brock Lesnar is back. Your guys' thoughts. Let's jump right in there. Who wants to go first? Jared, you kick us off, brother.
Yeah, I mean, it was a huge surprise. I knew something big was coming just because multiple things I'd heard is that like, hey, everything's being tight-lipped, the finish, nobody knows what's happening. Just, that like they're not giving us much detail besides how the show's gonna end, so like, okay, that tips you off something. majors happening. But yeah, I was shocked as hell when that music hit and he popped up on screen. And yeah, I mean, we'll see where the next few months go. I believe they're going to do Brock and Cena and in Paris.
Should be.
I'm guessing. Well, just because Cena's doing is on SmackDown this week, so I would assume like if he wasn't,
he's on SmackDown the next 4 weeks. So.
Yeah. So I was thinking that would be that maybe they were just basically going to tip the last match at the end of SummerSlam, but I don't know if we're getting a prolonged program between these guys or just a one-off, and we have a couple more kind of one-off blasts from the past or whatever for these last like 10 shows John Cena's going to be on. But yeah, a shocking moment for sure, and it obviously got a lot of reaction. Pro or con got a lot of reaction and was viral for I think about 20 hours straight after it happened.
Yeah, because I didn't think that Brock would be brought back because of his name being linked to everything that's going on with Vince McMahon. So I thought that WWE would stay clear of bringing Brock back. But I guess Brock apparently, he got cleared.
You know what? I didn't realize, and this shocked me. I didn't know that every wrestling fan in the world was a lawyer and understood the law so well that they just fucking know the absolute truth about everything.
You didn't know that all the wrestling fans that are going off went to Harvard? You didn't know this?
I didn't know that that they create the rules and stuff. I mean, just watch the product. First of all, if we're going to get into it,
we're here.
Janelle Grant herself stated Brock Lesnar technically did nothing illegal. So the man, as of right now, has done nothing illegal. There's nothing against Brock. So if WWE and if all of it wasn't cleared, if Brock was not cleared, they wouldn't have signed off on it.
Yeah.
So how about wrestling fans leave that stuff to the actual people that know what the fuck is going on, and you just turn your TV on and watch the show.
But you know that those types of wrestling fans cannot do that. They simply cannot separate from what they think is going on from what really is going on. They form their own opinion without getting what? The F word? The facts, which ties back to what Wheezy Blonde tweeted out earlier. Everybody wants to be first. Everybody wants to spew their opinions. But then again, their opinions are usually full of shit. And if you don't know something, don't go out there and start spreading what you think you know if you don't know. And that's why whenever the Vince McMahon news broke, Jeremiah, he texts me and says, "Oh, this calls for an impromptu breaking news WellsMania podcast." And I said, "Bro, I'm not doing that. I don't know what all's going on. And I don't want to look like an idiot accusing somebody of something that may or may not be true. I want more to come out. I want proof. That's the thing that I want, is I want proof. If you're guilty, you're guilty. If you're not guilty, you're not guilty. And we move on, Everybody and this is in the court of law here. Yes, O.J. Simpson, perfect example. O.J. was found not guilty. However, for the rest of his life, up until the day that he died, in the public eye, there was always going to be somebody who thought he was guilty. So it depends on you. I think it's always a personal preference when it comes to people who have controversy around their names. Perfect example, we just lost Hulk Hogan, a lot of controversy surrounding him. So it's like, now that Brock Lesnar is back in the WWE, but what does Brock do? He puts eyes on the product. Everybody is going to want to tune in and see, oh my God, what is Brock Lesnar going to do now that he's back in the WWE?
I saw some idiot on Twitter, and they quote tweeted the video of him coming out, and literally the tweet was, literally nobody asked for this. And I'm like, yeah, that's why fucking 70,000 people didn't just erupt in cheers in that building. You idiot.
I saw Aiden's TikTok. Aiden was losing his shit.
I will say, outside of the remote shock, it is a little uncomfortable and weird to think about and feel, because I don't know everything about it, and I know there's stuff that's seen that he possibly done or he didn't do. I grew up a fan of Brock Lesnar on TV, so I'm conflicted because I do enjoy his work, and obviously seeing him back in that context is cool. But I also understand the other side of it, where it's like, did he do something wrong? Like, it looks like he could have. I don't know, and I don't want to say yes or no. So I still feel conflicted about it. I understand everyone who's upset about it because it is valid. If he has done something, I feel like we should know if it's completely true or not. I don't feel like it should be a Dave Meltzer report telling me he's cleared, because I don't believe that. That doesn't make me feel any better about the situation. So I want to know what's up. I mean, I think everyone will agree who's in that building. It was shocking, and that's how everyone's faces was. I think you saw a lot more shock than it was cheers, and then that's not knocking or anything, but yeah, everyone was just like, what the fuck? Like, this is happening? Like, I never thought it would happen. That's what my reaction. I have taken it down because I don't want to have to deal with a lot of people what they want to say. That's not really what I care to talk about on the internet, especially people wanting to go on and on and on about it. So I understand the frustrations. I understand people being upset. I am a little uncomfortable about it, but I'm not really one of those going to go on and talk shit because I don't know much. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut about it pretty much. But it was a shocking moment to be a part of. It was one of the crazy things.
Lesnar.
It was a wild event. Now, there are fans who aren't happy about it, and I think
they're still going to watch, though.
Some will.
They're still going to tune in.
There's some who won't, and I think it's fair, because if you believe something like that and you want to go out and not watch, then do that. I'm not going to ever bash someone because they don't feel comfortable watching your show because you don't like someone on TV. That's foul. It's what the whole point of this is. It's professional wrestling. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. I will never ever hate on someone for not watching the show because of something they don't want to do. And I know that conflicts with some people, but I always feel like if it's something you believe in and you want to put your whole heart forward, then go for it. And I will never hate on that.
It's a personal preference. You don't see me coming on here bashing AEW. I don't like AEW. It doesn't do anything for me. But then again, I'm not going to waste my time bashing something that somebody does enjoy. Just like, I would say AEW fans would have the same mutual respect, but some of them don't. They will nitpick the WWE product. I don't do that with AEW.
I just find it
because I have no idea what the hell is going on in AEW. So who am I over here to judge what they're doing? But there is a couple AEW guys that if all the stars would align in the sky, and this kind of relates to what Jared said about where do we go from here with John Cena and Brock Lesnar. You talk about a blast from the past. And I posted a TikTok and got a lot of really cool answers from everybody who saw the video. And I'll ask you guys, I'm just going to lob it up to you. If all the stars in the sky aligned in WWE and AEW, Tony Khan, Nick Khan, Triple H, they all worked out a deal where we're like, hey, it's John Cena's farewell tour. This is a one-off thing. And then this person goes back to the company. This person goes back to the company. If you could pick, because we only have 12 John Cena appearances left. 4 of those are PLEs. So John Cena only has, technically 3 PLEs in whatever John's last match is. John only has 4 big shows left where he's going to be wrestling 4 opponents. Now, granted, he could potentially wrestle on SmackDown or Raw if they wanted to, but only 4 opponents possibly left for John Cena when you put things into perspective. So I'm going to ask you guys, if you, in a perfect world, fantasy booking here, who would you like to see as some of John Cena's last opponents? We're getting Brock. We're getting Brock versus John. So that counts as 1. But for the namesake of other 3, name 3 other wrestlers that could be in AEW, that could be sitting at home retired right now, that possibly could come out of retirement. Looking at you, Kurt Angle. But yeah, who wants to start on this one? Little fantasy. Jared, let's just start with you because you're giving me the look. You're telling me that you wouldn't like to see ruthless aggression come full circle. if Kurt was able to get in there.
I mean, are we talking 2002 Kurt? Or are we talking 2025 Kurt? Because those are very different human beings.
We are talking in the realms of possibilities in 2025 here. So but if it were a possibility, would you like to see Kurt versus John?
I mean, if Kurt was healthy and available, but he's not, so I'm not going to waste my time booking a dream match. If Kurt Angle had a time machine, well, hell, why don't we bring back Andre the Giant and fucking, Hulk Hogan? We got to get his ass up from the grave and have him.
Too soon.
So I'm just saying, I would honestly start booking towards guys he hasn't fought before and build towards the future. So if I was looking, I would obviously got Brock. I would probably segue that into Heyman to have Seth go against to have Cena go against the Vision. Ooh, and maybe to get my most bang for my buck, I'd probably have him in the War Games match because he's never fought in War Games.
Yeah.
And then I would end with Gunther, to be honest, because that's the match I thought made the most sense. The whole Cena return is Super Cena against Monster Foreign Heel Gunther. We haven't done it yet. I think that's the way to go out personally. But
so no, if possibly getting Edge to come, you wouldn't want to see that if
I mean, it'd be cool, but what does it do for everybody? Besides, okay, cool, that was fun. Then where do we go? Where do we go Monday for AEW? Where do they go the following Wednesday for Dynamite? I mean, I think if you got Cena for 10 more days, 12, whatever, let's use him to build the future. I mean, I think we've done enough nostalgia play personally in this run where everyone got there. Oh, yeah, I got to see him against Punk again. I got to see him against Orton again. We got the 17. So I would build towards the future personally.
No, it's a good take. It's a very valid take. And that's probably the take that they're more than likely going to go on after Brock. What about you, Payton? What do you think?
So I'm a storyteller. I want a story. I don't give a shit about one-off matches just to see John Cena wrestle guys one final time. If that's what we were going to do, they should have just done that from the jump. I don't care really who he wrestles. Just make it all make sense to me and give me a proper story that makes this entire year make sense. That's all I'm asking. So, for instance, I pitched it, I tweeted it, I sent it to you, and you actually were like, "Ooh, that's a good idea." It would be very easy to do. I'm gonna say it. Jared's gonna roll his eyes at me. I already know he is.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
No. And here's the genius part about this: you can do this story, and you don't even really need The Rock to show up. He could cut a fucking Instagram promo if he wanted to with a cowboy hat on and make it make sense. All you need to do, you have to tie everything together. And I don't want to hear this. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're like, "Oh, well, The Rock ruined John Cena's heel run." I'm like, how? How did The Rock ruin John Cena's heel run? The WWE should have known going into that heel run that The Rock is only going to show up for 1 or 2 dates a year anyway. So even if The Rock did show up at WrestleMania and help John Cena beat Cody Rhodes, they still would have needed a plan for John Cena to be a heel after WrestleMania without The Rock, because The Rock was not going to be there regardless, because he only shows up twice a year anyway.
Correct.
So the blame falls on WWE's creative team,
100%.
Not The Rock. So you have to make it make sense. I don't like the match at SummerSlam was fantastic. It was by itself. It was great. From a story perspective, it just felt weird because it's this is not what we've been getting for 6 months. In one 10-minute promo, this dude just, "I'm good now." And everybody's like, "Okay." That didn't make sense to me. So there needs to be something that connects it all. And the way you do it is simple. Brock Lesnar was blacklisted, right? He shouldn't be here. He shouldn't be here. Nobody wanted him here. Apparently, the board didn't want him there, all of this stuff. Who's the only man that could unblacklist him? The head of the board, the final boss.
The Rock, yeah.
The Rock. He holds all the power, correct? So make it as simple as John Cena's like, why are you here, Brock? Brock Lesnar, all he has to say is the final boss sends his regards, and then it can be revealed that The Rock made a deal with John Cena at the beginning of the year to screw Cody out of the title, and John was going to leave with that championship so Cody could no longer hold it ever again because Cody didn't want to be The Rock's champion. Well, 6 months into the year, John Cena got weak, didn't hold up his end of the bargain because he got caught up in his emotions, and now he has to pay because much like The Rock told Cody Rhodes in that parking lot, you don't fuck with the final boss. John Cena backed out on the deal he made with The Rock. So The Rock unblacklisted Brock Lesnar to come in and be the cleanup crew and take out John Cena early in his retirement tour. That's literally one promo, and it all makes sense.
Yeah, and then it could lead to John Cena versus The Rock at Crown Jewel.
I doubt it. You could make someone else be aligned with The Rock for John Cena's last match. Maybe someone like a Drew McIntyre, who we already know has allegiances with The Rock.
Yeah.
You know,
it's not a bad take. It's not a bad take at all if you wanted to tie a bow on the whole Rock and John Cena saga, because I do get where you're coming from. I do get that, you know, all of a sudden Cena can just flip the switch like that, and now he's a face again. And it kind of goes without giving us too many answers to
because
why. What was the last few months all about?
Yeah, even in his promo, he was like, I did it to make Shock TV, and you guys know I don't want to ruin wrestling. It's like, so now you're just admitting you're a fucking liar? Like you've been lying for the last 6 months? You've been acting? Or
I told you all, he never broke up with us. And when all you guys were crying,
it's just odd.
He did not. He never broke up with us.
No, he's just a liar. He's just a liar, and that makes him even worse.
I just think it was the easiest way to get out of a bad creative, because I agree. I think the whole premise, besides the, hey, wouldn't it be cool if Cena turned heel, was flawed, because nobody wanted to boo John Cena the last year of his career. They wanted to come out, show up in all the towns, sell the T-shirts, wave to everybody, play the hits, and hey, we got to see Cena one more time.
Yeah.
And then they fucked it up by being too smart for their own good. So, hey, this sucks. Nobody's buying it. Nobody's booing John Cena. Let's just get out of here. If he just says, I'm sorry, everyone will be like, yeah, we know, John. We know. Come on home.
You know, we all love John, regardless of what he does in there and what he does. Aiden, what do you think, man? We got a few more John Cena matches. Who I know your brain has been running wild over there.
Yeah.
Who are some names that you would like to see John face one last time?
Now I'll give you one AEW name because you asked a question. I don't think it'll ever happen, but MJF would be the name I would have him face from AEW. A nice young talent who could, if they ever did a co-promotional talent and work, you can make MJF, even bigger and possibly do future stuff with WWE. But in the real world with WWE only, Drew McIntyre needs to be his last opponent. I don't think that's a if and or but. He's still young enough to really have a lot of juice left with a John Cena win and be able to do a lot with it. I would have that transition to him going to the main event of WrestleMania, possibly winning the world title, because I think Drew McIntyre is built for that, and I think that's something you could really do to help build another top guy. And I think he is a top guy, but that win would solidify it if anyone had doubts, and I believe that's who his last opponent should be. I would love a Carmelo Hayes match. I don't think they'll do it. Austin Theory's hurt, so they probably won't do that one, even though I really wanted to see Theory face him again just to get the redemption, because that match didn't do shit for him. And I do believe that, this Braun Breaker's another option. He'd probably be in the War Games match. I see it. So the other day, it could be like Cena, Roman, LA Knight, Punk, and maybe Jay versus The Vision and Drew or something like that. But that would be an interesting story I would watch.
Yeah, no, I love all these answers because you know me, I've been on this John Cena farewell tour, embracing every second of it. And no matter who Cena's opponent is, I have loved it all. Even though John did lose to Cody at SummerSlam, I have accepted it and I am okay with it because if it was now or December, John would be done with the title one way or the other. So at least now John potentially could win his last match and ride off into the sunset with his last match being a win. That is a very real possibility now that he doesn't have are we calling it the undisputed WWE title? Did it get changed back to the WWE Championship? Have you seen that on WWE.com? They now have listed Cody as the WWE Champion. No more undisputed. So I don't know what the hell's going on.
That would be typical John, though. Get that golden shovel out one more time and bury one more talent on the way out.
Here's the thing, though. He just put over Cody. That was the passing of the torch. So you had you had Hogan putting over The Rock, and you had The Rock putting over John.
It's wrestling knowledge. You always go out on your shield.
Not always. Sometimes
it depends on who he's facing. It depends on who he's facing. I feel like there's a lot of times where he should lose. Whoever the talent is. But if the talent's a nice heel and he gets a good sympathetic babyface win, then it depends. It depends if that talent can take that loss.
Yeah, which I think if you put him up against Seth Rollins or if you put him up against Gunther, I think Cena beat neither one of those guys. I mean, obviously, Gunther has recovered and people still love him. Rollins, obviously, he always recovers. People still love him. So I think if Cena were to go up against one of those guys to close out 2025 and end the farewell tour, I think the losers in that match would be fine heading into 2026.
How sad would you be if John Cena got choked out by Gunther in his last match?
I would hate that shit. I'd be
devastated.
That can't happen. That just shouldn't happen. That's lame.
Devastated.
That's lame.
I'd love it.
I would.
The motherfucker tapped out his last match. I don't mind
if Gunther pins him if that's what they're gonna do. Do not have him just pass out. That's fucking lame. Your last match, you passed out, bro. You're John
I'd pay
Cena.
to see that.
I think John needs to go out on top and ride off into the sunset with a win to close out his future WWE Hall of Fame career. We are getting close to the hour mark, and I promised that we would keep this episode under an hour. We're at 57 minutes. So, fellas, I feel like this is now officially the go home. We covered WWE and ESPN. We covered Aiden's live experience out there in New Jersey for SummerSlam. We broke down our favorite moments from SummerSlam. We talked about Brock Lesnar. Kind of did a little fantasy booking because I try to always sneak that in on an episode of WellsMania. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk in a couple minutes or less that we haven't already?
The theater experience was very cool. Seeing.
Oh yeah, you went to Regal.
Yeah.
Was there anybody live tweeting during the show?
I'm sure there were. I mean, it was a lively crowd. It was, it wasn't like watching a movie. People were cheering and clapping, and it was fun. It was a good time.
Biggest pop of the weekend at the theater.
Lesnar. I was with Chris, the 5-foot giant, and he's a massive Brock Lesnar fan.
Yeah, yes, I did ask him how he was doing after.
I at one point I thought he may have went into cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
When that music hit, but no, we had a good time. It was fun.
Good. I'm glad all of us had a great experience watching SummerSlam. That's going to do it. That's going to do it for this episode of WellsMania Podcast. I promise to get Aiden out of here. Aiden, real quick, plug your social media, and then you can bounce, brother.
All right. You can find me on Aiden Chong on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram. We'll be making SummerSlam content, explaining in-depth everything I was able to do on my own channel. So if you do want to hear about that, subscribe to my platforms, and you will find me there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Aiden, and we'll talk soon, brother.
Absolutely, man.
Jared, go ahead and plug your social media. We'll drop them off like one by one here.
Yeah, at JC Giles on Instagram, at WWE Human Encyclopedia on TikTok, at JC Giles on Twitter, X, whatever. And then are we still good for Saturday? I have both you guys tickets. Black Label Flow Saturday.
Let me get back to you.
As far as I know, I'm good. So
I've had some things come up this weekend. I might not be able to make it, but I will definitely confirm with you one way or the other. That's what happens when you got a kid on the way. Everything's changing.
He's already out buying diapers, by the way.
I heard.
He's got like 3 months. He's already buying Pampers.
Dude, that is one thing that I've been told is buy them now. Buy them now and stock up because kids shit a lot. Jared, I'll be in touch with you, brother. Thank you. Payton, last but not least, you're the last one here, brother.
Stone Payne Productions on TikTok, on Instagram, on X. Go and hit that follow button. Much like Kyle, I am inching my way to 10K followers.
And also, real quick, Payton, you will be coming with me to Fan Expo Chicago.
Yes.
To join me on the John Cena meet and greet. So that definitely should, hopefully you and I will already have surpassed 10K by then. But if neither one of us has, I think that weekend will solidify us hitting that 10K mark.
I bought the photo op. I don't know if I have it in me to get the $270 autograph.
Come on, brother. You know you want to get the spinner title signed. I'm getting my spinner title signed.
Yeah, I know, but for $270, it's just
Worth
a
it.
lot. It's just a
Worth
lot.
it.
You got to put here's the thing. You got to put yourself in the mindset of someone who is not that big of a John Cena fan.
It's tough. It's tough sometimes to do that.
So, like the picture, okay, fine. I'll do it. He's on his farewell tour. I would love to get my spinner belt signed. But do I want to drop $500 on someone that I hated for most of his career? I don't know.
I say yes. I say do it. Do not look back and wish that you would have gotten it signed. Kind of like CM Punk. All these years later, when I could have got CM Punk to sign my spinner belt and I chose not to for the reasons that you just said, because I did not like CM Punk. All these years later, looking back, probably should have gotten CM Punk to sign the spinner.
To be fair, though, wasn't that at like a WrestleMania Access where the signings came with like the $20 ticket to get in?
No, this was at a JD Byrider for free. The autograph signing was for free.
Oh, so I would have to pay $270. You could have done it for free.
I could have done it for free, but still I passed. I passed on a free autograph. So
yeah,
I more or less just went to rib CM Punk because I was in full John Cena cosplay, which is another thing. I have no idea what I'm going to wear in this updated picture with John Cena. So I have between now and August 16th to figure out, but what would I wear? To quote the Grinch right there. But Payton, thank you so much for running wild on this episode, brother. I'll be in touch with you here very soon. And then there was one. Last but not least, thank you all so much for running wild on this episode of WellsMania Podcast, episode 186, streaming only on YouTube. So hit the subscribe button. Follow me on TikTok. Let's get your boy to 10K. And like I said, all the money that I make off of my TikTok videos is going straight to my wife, straight to my son, straight to my family. So you are supporting WellsMania Podcast in more ways than one. Thank you to Aiden Achong. Thank you to the WWE Human Encyclopedia, Jared Giles. And thank you to Payton Payne for running wild with WellsMania. Even though John Cena dropped the undisputed WWE Championship, I loved John Cena versus Cody Rhodes one last time. But hey, embrace these last 4 months on the John Cena farewell tour. And oh, by the way, quick little plug here. Yeah, Witch's Brew, Alani Nu Witch's Brew, running wild in a store near you. And if you see it, you better buy it because it's already selling out. Witch's Brew, the best flavor of Alani Nu. Cheap plug right here on the WellsMania Podcast. Hey, until next episode, take care, stay positive, run wild, and dominate the day.